working a little earlier today because, of course, I'm in Florida, and so we getting ready for the storm, which is not here yet. I ain't wake up too long ago, so I'm still a little sleep. But this, I woke up with this on my spirit because I seen a video yesterday somebody sent me, and it was of a pastor, and he was very effeminate. And I wanted to speak on a few different types of men that I really see out here today, because I'm noticing that there is this uptick, which has kind of always been the case, but there's an uptick of women wanting to be married, to where it's borderline becoming desperation. And there's a lot of women who want to be married but not really understanding the work that it takes in this day and age, because it's different than 50 years ago, because we have all this social media and we have dating apps and we just have so much going on that it's not easy to find a good and a healthy marriage. And it's a few types of men out there that you just can't really depend on when it comes to that space. And the men who can be depended on in marriage, they oftentimes are overlooked. The same with women who can be depended on in marriage are oftentimes overlooked. And it's something you got to think about. Now, what I seen from the pastor was this very effeminate character, and just, talking like a woman, kind of screeching like a woman, sounding like a woman, walking like a woman, mannerisms like a woman. And it just was very, very telling. And I'm noticing that because of the nasty movies, so we'll call them that, because of the nasty movies, start with the P word, it's a lot more men that are becoming men who are into themselves, their same gender. And the reason why I believe it happens is because men are watching this stuff and they're feeding lust, and lust gets stronger. And so it goes from looking at the women to also looking at the men. And then it goes from desiring the women to also desiring the men. And when I first noticed this on that Pastor Mike Todd, some of y'all told me that he has admitted to having struggled with porn. And it made sense why he was so effeminate, because I'm like, okay, that makes sense. If he struggled with porn, that's why he's so feminine, because he been watching men as well. And then I seen where he had this other guy who worked in the church. It's a light skinned, very slim guy. He light skinned and he looked effeminate. He looked gay. And I'm like, wow, so he got like boy toys on his staff. And that's what I'm starting to notice more and more of with a lot of men. Now, he married, and it's a lot of these men that are married, but it's a lot of them running around here. And what I'm starting to find is that it's a red flag if a man wants more guys' nights than he does date nights with his woman. That's a red flag. And if you as a woman, if you get around a man and you feel that he has too many feminine traits, like he does too many feminine things, he says too many feminine things, you gotta run. Because what that is a sign of, it's a sign that he was either touched as a child and he has not healed from it, or he has watched too many nasty movies and it has defiled his spirit and turned him out. And you gotta run from that type of man, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna get with that man, and he may be a good man and he may plan great date nights and plan great events and plan great meals. He might even be the cook for the household. and he might do those things, but he is into men. So what you're gonna end up with is different bacteria in you that's gonna continue to worsen over time. And it's because when he goes on the road for business, or when you are away visiting family or for business, he is getting him some action with men. And a lot of these men, they will put a man like this close to them. So I remember when there was like this type of website, it was kind of strange looking website, but they were trying to say that Barack Obama was gay. And it's a lot of people in Chicago that said Barack Obama was gay. And I remember seeing this picture of Barack and an Indian man when they were in college, and just how close they were sitting and the way that they were sitting. Heterosexual men just don't sit that close. And this was before AI. So it wasn't like an AI picture. It wasn't Photoshop, because it still had the old school look to it. And then I seen that there was on Barack's staff, I seen that there was a black man who was like head of security or something like that, but he was gay. And no, he was said to be gay, but he looked straight. And that's when I started to notice this. And so what happens is, a lot of these men, that they hide in plain sight because they have homeboys, they have staff who get down with the get down. So the woman is deceived because these men, they sleeping together. And the thing about men is, men don't kiss and tell. Like, it's quicker for a woman to come out, and women take 20, 30 years to come out and tell their story. So men are more, men are swear till death. So a man could be sleeping with another man, and you'll never find out unless you catch the setup, catch the text messages that's setting it up, or you actually catch the man. You won't catch him, you won't hear from the other man. Like the women that I have coach who have caught their man with another man, they found the text messages or the videos in their phone. It wasn't that the man that was being slept with came and told. Whereas when a man sleeping with a woman be quick to come tell the man wife. She be quick to come and tell something. She be quick to post subliminals online. She be quick to put the business out there. But when a man sleeping with a man, these men don't be telling, because it's also gonna make the men look bad. And so that's how a lot of these homosexual men are married, and they get away with it. So as a woman, you have to pay close attention. You have to really, you gotta look within, and you gotta really weigh your, know that that man you taking him around is heterosexual, and that man tells you something off with your man. Like, I'm not sure your man is all the way into women. If another man tell you that, and the man who told you that, you know, love and trust him, like it's your brother or it's your daddy. Even if some of y'all women, y'all have guy friends who like men, even if one of them tell you that, then he'll know better about that. Don't let him give you advice about your relationship or nothing, but he will know better about that. And so if that man who like men tell you that your boyfriend, he think he like men, or your husband, he think he like men, you want to start to look within. You don't want to just take your word, because your guy friend who like men might not want to lose your friendship. So he might tell you that about the man, and he might be lying. Because one thing about men who like men is they messy. And they like a lot of drama, and they real messy. Men who into women only, we don't like no bunch of mess. We don't like no bunch of drama. You will get swung on, but we don't like no bunch of drama. And but men who like men, they love to keep something going. They always keep something going. So they will lie to you now. And you have to be mindful of this. So this the first type of man that I want you to look out for, because these men, and it all stems from the nasty movies. Because what a lot of people don't understand is a lot of people don't study the brain, and they don't study how the brain works. Like the brain is, it's a computer, and so it takes data. And when you give the brain data, it's computing all of this, and it's going to use it, and it's going to start to work. It's going to start to create equations and figure out equations. And so if a man is watching nasty movies, he's not just seeing the woman body parts, he also seeing the man's body parts. And that's why I never watched the stuff, because it just never computed to me. It never made sense to me. I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna watch this stuff, I can't, I'm not just watching women. Like, I have to be looking at this man too, and looking at what he doing with the woman. And that's what these men are not admitting to. So if a man watches nasty movies, he telling you without telling you that he into men. It's impossible for a man to engage in that stuff and watch that stuff and not be into men. And I notice it because I know a lot of guys who watch that stuff, and then they start to do feminine stuff. They start to wear different type of earrings. They start to wear all different type of rings. They start to lick their lips different. They start to dress different. They want to have too much conversation with men. They want to be around men too much. Like, I start to notice a difference when with guys who watch nasty movies, which, the P word, what we call, but can't say everything on YouTube. And that right there is prevalent today. So you kind of got to ask a man, like, in a roundabout way. You can't just say, hey, do you watch nasty movies? You kind of got to be like, hey, so yeah, so like, what do you get into? Do you, like, when you just chilling, you just having fun, like with video games, you watch a little porn, you got your little OnlyFans, like, what do guys do? You gotta ask the question in like an unassuming way. Like, you gotta ask the question to where he don't really know if you gonna judge him when he say, oh yeah, I got OnlyFans, or oh yeah, I got a little Pornhub, just watch that. And what I've noticed in coaching women, I open my coaching sessions and to book it up for the rest of the year, get that out the way. And what I've noticed on these coaching calls with women is a lot of women tell me that they man told them that he watched porn, the nasty movies. And I was shocked by that. But I'm guessing it becomes such an addiction that the man have to tell the woman, so that the woman knows, just in case he has to, like, he need to be doing that, or he want to go watch that at night. He want the woman to know, so that he don't have to hide in plain sight and got to be sneaking to the bathroom. He want her to know. And I think a lot of these men who watch this stuff, not only do they want the woman to know, but they want the woman to join in. They want the woman to watch it as well, and they want the woman to do the stuff as well. And it's filthy, it is debaucherous, it is very disgusting, it's sinful, and no human being should be watching other human beings do intimate acts like that. It's very disgusting, and it really is. It's just barbaric and debaucherous. Like, you really are a filthy, nasty, spirited person if you watch porn, nasty movies. It's just, you really need prayer. You need a lot of, you might need some olive oil. You might need to drink the olive oil. Not seriously, but seriously, like, you really need to sit down somewhere and really look yourself in the mirror, and you got to heal, and you got to come out of that, because it is disgusting. Yeah, I don't know who told you otherwise, but it is very disgusting. So that's that first type of man I want you to know about. Now, the second type of man that you want to look out for is, you want to pay attention to the non-committal man. You want to look out for this non-committal man. And what I mean by this is, you have a men have a relationship resume, and so as you are talking to this man, you want to make sure that he's had committed relationships before and they just didn't work out. Like, it's different if a man has had a committed relationship and it didn't work out. But if you meet a man and he's over the age of 30, 35, 40, and he's never been in a like 2 year relationship, that's a red flag. And you gotta pause. Now, if a man has been in 3 or 4 or 5 year relationships, meaning like from the age of 18, let's say you meet a man and he's 40, and so he had a relationship from 18 to 21. Then he had a relationship from 22 to 26. Then he had a relationship from 27 to 33. Then he had a relationship from 34 to 39. Like, if you meet a man and he's been in multiple long-term committed relationships, and when I say long-term committed relationships, I mean 2 years or more, that is also a red flag for a man, because it's not as hard for a man to find a woman as it is for a woman to find a man, because the things that we require as men, those are more readily available to us than the things that women require from a man. Meaning, almost any woman that I meet is wife ready. Almost any woman. Like, if I interview or talk to 10 women, 7 of them gonna be wife ready. If I talk to interview 10 men, maybe 3 to 5 will be ready to be a husband, but I'm still got to break a couple of things. And so men are not men. We learn how to love, whereas women are more kind of wired for love almost. There are exceptions to the rule on both sides, just because of childhood trauma and things of that nature. So the history and the biography does play a big part into this. But if you meet a man who has been in all short-term relationships, or he's been in multiple long-term relationships that did not work, you got to pause. You got to pause. And you got to look into why. Now, what you have to understand is a lot of these men are insatiable. And it also stems from pornography, from the nasty movies. And they're insatiable because they get a woman and they explore the woman. It's kind of like going on a treasure hunt, and then the man, he's going through the land, he's following the map, and he's getting to see all of this cool stuff and experience all of this stuff, and then he gets the treasure and he's super elated, he's super happy, life is made, but then he spends all of the treasure, and now he's treasureless, and now he has to go on another treasure hunt. That's how these men are, the men who can't just get a woman, settle down, and make it work. They always want everything to be perfect, and they want to be pleased, and they want the relationship to be perfect, and they want the woman to always meet all of their needs. And no woman can meet all of a man's needs. No human can meet all of another human's needs. So what happens is the relationship runs its course. And this is where you hear terms like "we grew apart" or "irreconcilable differences." It really means that the man has flipped and tossed the woman in every way that she could be flipped and tossed. And now he is bored with her holes. He bored with her mouth. He bored with her vajay. He bored with her rectum. He bored with her hand. And now he wants a new look. He want a new skin complexion. He want a new feel of the skin. He want new breasts. He want new ooty. He want new vajay. And he want a new laugh. He want a new touch. He want a new feel. Every woman has her own feel. She got her own style. And every woman has one thing about her that drives a man up a wall. That is the most annoying thing in the world to that man. It's just how it's made. There's no such thing as a woman who isn't annoying to a man to a certain degree. That every woman has one thing that make a man want to tie his legs and arms together and jump off a bridge. And I would imagine, I'm not a woman, but I would imagine every man has one thing about him, at least one thing about him that make a woman feel like tying her hands and legs together and jumping off a bridge. So the non-committal man, he go from relationship to relationship. Now, it's caveats and nuances to this because you could meet a man. That's why you got to do your one-on-one sessions for your specific situation. This stuff is general information. Now you can't apply everything on here to your situation because some of your situations is specific. So the man who's been in a 10-year plus relationship and now that relationship has fizzled apart, you also still have to pause. You don't just give him a pass because, oh, wow, he committed that long, because it doesn't mean that the relationship was good. A lot of relationships that end, they were done after the first 2 years. And the two people just stayed together for other reasons. But the relationship was over after the first 2 years. And they just hung in there. And because we as humans have a little bit of stick-to-itiveness. So you got to be mindful of that. And if you are dating a man and he tells you that he's not ready to commit, then you have to run. Because a man who has husband potential will never tell a woman that he's not ready to commit or that he's not ready for a relationship. As soon as a man tells you he's not ready for a relationship, he's not ready for a title, he's not ready for marriage, he's not ready to commit, as soon as he says that, date is over and you got to move forward with your life and never speak to him again. Because a man will tell you, now there are men with the spirit a little ugly on them and things of that nature who will lie to you and say that they ready for their wife, they ready for a relationship, but they're not. And there's certain men out there that's like that. And you'll feel it too. Because you'll feel a little femininity, you'll see a little suspect behavior. They gonna have that awkward laugh. That awkward laugh is always a red flag. If y'all notice, when I'm on these videos and stuff like that, you never hear me laugh. The men with that spirit a little ugly, they always have that. When you hear a man laugh like that, run, run, run. Cause when we laugh as men, we're gonna hold it in. It's gonna be a but when you hear a man, you gotta run fast as you can. Fast as you can. Cause a lot of time that be the gay coming out of them. A lot of these men, that be that little bit of homosexuality that's in them that come out in that awkward laugh. And so if a man tell you he's not ready for a commitment, if you've been talking to him for 3 months and y'all talk every day and he tell you that he's not ready for a relationship, pack it up and leave. Because a man who is husband material, he's gonna let you know that he's dating for marriage, right? He's looking for his wife. Now, a man who is love bombing you and a man who is go both ways, he also will say the same things. So this is why time will tell. And this is why you got to pay attention to all the different angles of this thing, because time will tell. So be mindful of this and make sure that you picking up on the clues. The thing that a lot of women do wrong is they go on dates with a man, they start dating a man, the man say he's not ready for a relationship, he's not ready for love, and then the woman say, well, I guess I gotta do more. I gotta cook better. I gotta clean better. I gotta plan better dates. I gotta do this and do that. And so the woman started doing more and giving more, and the man, he just will receive and receive and receive. And then what a lot of women will do with a man who says he's not ready or he's not sure, a lot of women internalize and think that has something to do with them and that they need to give more. So a lot of women will then go from being abstinent to doing a little bit of stuff with the man intimately and giving more when the man just receiving and he has no intentions of settling down and being with one woman and coming off of the market. But he will receive everything the woman does for him. So he will receive the woman cooking, he will receive the woman cleaning, he will receive the woman moving in or him moving in with her, he will receive any sexual acts, he will receive all of that. But if out of his mouth he said he's not ready for a title, he's not ready for a commitment, he told you. And so therefore anything you do for him and anything you give him, you can't blame him or be mad with him because he told you he's not ready for a relationship or he's not ready for a commitment. But because you allowed the spirit of little dummy to be on you, you continue to work and bust your butt trying to win favor with him, but you got the spirit of little dummy on you. And he have the spirit of little nasty on him, might have the spirit of little smarty on him, or could have the spirit of little ugly on him. It all look the same in that area. So you got to be mindful. You got to understand that. And what a man tells you, listen to what he says, but then watch what he does. So a man does not possess the cognitive skills that a woman does on average. Some men do, but most men don't possess the ability to express themselves the way a woman can express herself. So most men are, for lack of a better term, slow. So when a man is going to tell you, so he want to sleep with you, he wants you to cook for him, he wants you to do whatever, but he's going to tell you directly he don't want a relationship. So you hear that, and then but then he may act and treat you like he wants a relationship. What that then means is he wants friends with benefits. So he wants you to feel like a girlfriend, but technically you're not his girlfriend. So if you catch him with another woman or talking to another woman or sleeping with another woman, you can't get mad because you're not his girlfriend. And so a man will lean on them technicalities and not give you a title for that very reason so that he can cheat in peace. But it's not really cheating because he did not ever tell you you're his girlfriend. So you got to be mindful of this and pay attention to the non-committal man and understand that. Now, and when you understand that, pack up and leave because you don't have time to waste. So look at that, get that data, and go on about your business so you could get to the next man who could possibly be your husband. Now, when this stuff don't apply to you, that might mean you need a one-on-one session. Now, if you're not on mailing list, you don't get that link. If you're not in Patreon or the Blessed Tribe, you didn't get the link. Sorry about it. And so now, the next type of man, what you want to look out for is in this dating phase, you want to look out for the temperamental man. When you look out for the temperamental man, then what I mean by that now is the man who he has a temper. He has a temper, and he get going. And this is what you got to be able to pay attention to when you dating a man. Now, a lot of men with the spirit a little ugly, and some of the men with the spirit a little nasty, they like to get rowdy. They like to get rowdy, and a lot of us go through that. Now, what you really looking for in 2024, you looking for a man who know how to handle his anger. He know how to emotionally regulate. But this have to be for, you have to see this man in all different type of environments. Y'all gotta forgive my phone went ringing. I had to put that on do not disturb. You can hear me now. Make sure I'm back on here. So what you need now is a man who can regulate his emotions. And you need 12 to 24 months of no sexual activity with this man. And what I mean by that is when a man get a release, when he get that release off of you from any part of your body, even if it's your hand, then you can't really count his emotional regulation, because that release is a high, it's a hit. It's like him snorting powder. So when he's not getting that release, now he might be giving himself that release, but they ain't none of your business. They ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't coming from you. So you need 12 to 24 months of an abstinent relationship with this man. And you need to see emotional regulation if you want this relationship to last. And so if you are with a man and he's in traffic and he has road rage, let that be the last time you with him in the dating phase. Now, if you married, you up a creek. You need coaching. If you married and any of this apply to your man, you need coaching. You up a creek. But this is talking about people who dating. If a man show you road rage, let that be the last time you ride with him. Let that be the last time you talk to him. He need therapy. He need emotional regulation. If you with a man and he go off in public and you see him body somebody, he hit somebody with a two-piece who was not attacking him now. He got mad and he hit somebody with a two-piece. If you see him cuss out a waiter because the food was cold, if you see him hear him cuss out customer service because his account in the overdraw, or his phone ain't working right, or his electricity ain't working right. You see him go off on customer service. You see him cussing out a waiter. You see him put hands on somebody who did not attack him. You see him instigating and starting stuff. There's a difference with a man who finished stuff now. But if your man, he look for problems and he starts stuff, or if he jump bad with you. If a man jump bad with you, like he want to shoot the fade with you, he want to fight you because you questioning him, or y'all get into a little verbal situation and you're questioning, it heat up the kitchen, and now he want to throw hands or he want to get real aggressive. You got to run from that man. You got to get away from that man, because I'm gonna tell you, a temperamental man, a man who cannot emotionally regulate, that marriage is going to be terrible. It's gonna be a hot mess. You gonna feel like jumping off a bridge, and you going to get hands put on you. You're gonna get hands put on you, and if not getting hands put on you, it's gonna feel like hands getting put on you because of how you being talked to. So you always have to pay attention to how a man treats people. I'm gonna tell you, the strongest and the most dangerous man in the world, like not dangerous in a bad way, but like a man who could really protect you, you rarely will see him like show visible anger. Like you will know he mad, but it'll be like an internal kind of quiet mad. Like it'll be, for an example, like the role that Liam Neeson plays and the role that Denzel plays in a movie. I can't remember the name of that Liam Neeson movie I just watched last night, but that's a prime example. But kind of like Taken, the movie Taken, but this one I watched last night. I feel like it was, no, it wasn't Against the Wall. That was another one. I can't remember. It was a Liam Neeson movie where he got a son, and then he used to be a killer, and then the drug dealer who got clean, his son got killed by Liam Neeson. So the man wanted to kill Liam Neeson's son, and Liam Neeson had went and go to kill the drug dealer and all of his workers so that they wouldn't kill his son. And then Liam died at the end. But that's what I mean, that quiet type of strength. That's what you're going to see in a man who could be trusted to lead a household. These men who be having temper tantrums and be having like little empty threats, like if they tend to sit on a yellow couch to do podcasts, you can't really, but yet talk about being tough, you can't really trust them type of men. If a man get loud with you to where he want to bow up and get aggressive for no reason. Now, if you cheat on the man, none of this what I'm saying applies. If you cheat on the man, now all this what I'm saying go out the window. If you disrespect the man, like spit in his face, like with words or literally, or you swing on a man, now none of what I'm saying applies. That right there, nah, it don't matter what kind of man he is. Liam Neeson, Denzel Washington, you finna have a problem on your hands. I'm gonna tell you that now. You finna have a problem on your hands now. He might not hit you back. He might not do nothing to you. Like he might not do nothing to you, but you done lost that man. Even if he stays, he is gone. You have lost that man. Now, the man who is, he temperamental and he like to throw temper tantrums. If you driving with a man, if you ever driving with a man and he get cut off in traffic and he go to bamming, what the F? I cannot believe this. What's going on? If you see a man do that, run. You got to run. You got to run. Do you hear me? That man gonna beat you to a pulp. That right there, he is a nut. He's a grown boy. He a grown boy. Now, not to say that a composed man won't let down his window and look out the window or say something like, hey, what's going on? Not to say he won't up the blicky in traffic, but it ain't gonna be no road rage. It ain't gonna be no going off and all of that right there. A man has to be composed. You'd rather see a man go inward than outward. So if you are dating this man 12 to 24 months and you need to give it that time because you need to see him in different environments. You need to see how he handles stuff. And if he go to, and then a man who always talking, just what he'll do to somebody. Red flag. He'll let you get slapped in the mouth at the movie theater. He'll let you get slapped in the mouth. Anytime a man doing all that talking, because if a man will really do something, he's not going to have no whole lot of words. It'll get done and you won't even know it's done. Buddy who grabbed your booty at the fair, at the state festival, at the movie theater, when you walk into the bathroom or at the club, when y'all went out to get y'all little dance, Buddy be in the corner, slumped over in the corner, and you won't even know about it. He won't even come back and tell you like, yeah, I did this, I did that. Yeah, I did this. You'll just be looking around and you won't see Buddy no more. And you'll be like, well, where's the man at? We need to leave. I want to call the police. And he's like, listen, everything all right. Everything all right. Calm down. Everything all right. You looking around, everything you see 3-4 men helping Buddy get up over there. You don't even know what happened to him. That right there is the kind of man, stoic. He's stoic. He say less and he do more. You protect it. You ain't got the, it's a loud noise at the apartment, at the house, and he's sitting over there cleaning the gun for 45 minutes. He keep cocking and uncocking, releasing, keep putting the clip in 95 times. Run. A man who gonna protect you, soon as that noise here, he gonna roll out the bed. Boop. He got that iron. He walking out and he's surveying the house. In the drawers. He ain't said nothing. He told you, hey, stay in the bed. And just like that. But you hear some noise and he's sitting up there. What's going on? Hey, be quiet. He'd have put the clip in 19 times. And he's still sitting there. The way you like, let me get up and go see what's going on. And you got to beat him to go check out what the noise is. Run. Because that's the type of man that'll put hands on you for no reason. You put too much salt on the chicken, he gonna start an argument so he could put hands on you. You got to run. So you have to pay attention to these temperamental men. A bunch of threatening and all of this and what he used to do and who he used to be and all this right here, all that is a red flag. And when a man want to argue with you, like he want to fight with you as a woman, and he want to throw temper tantrums, that's a red flag. So understand this, and you have to give this time. So if you marry a man in 6 months, you're not going to get to see what you need to see. If you marry a man in 12 months, you might not get to see what you need to see on how he handled himself and how stuff get dealt with. But a man who gonna protect you, he gonna get the job done. And what I mean by that, with the waiter, with the customer service, but it ain't no loud theatrical show. It ain't got to be in front of you, but it's gonna get handled. Even if it got to be as per the email. If he got to handle an email, on a phone call, if you've been wronged, if you've been disrespected, if you've been mistreated, whatever it is, it's gonna get handled. And I remember one time I had to create a fake law firm, Brown and Brown, to get my wife her last check from the dentist's office that fired him, because she kept having to call out because our son was sick. And they were holding that check. I Brown and Brown at gmail.com, sent that email right in. I didn't even know how to talk like no lawyer. Guess what? That check was, tomorrow they called to come pick up your check. Your lawyer just reached out to us. The man gonna get the thing handled. And they ain't got to be flipping tables and going off and all of that. It's gonna get handled. The meal gonna be free, because it's gonna be a quiet conversation in the corner with the manager of the restaurant. If the service was bad, the meal gonna be free. The car gonna be free. I got a free Hellcat from the dealership, because a man who gonna protect and provide, he gonna know how to take care of the household, however he got to do it, without you seeing a whole bunch of emotion and a whole bunch of chaos and a whole bunch of all that right there. That's not masculine, and he's not gonna be showing all of that and doing all of that. And now on this other type of man, so we talked about the feminine man, we talked about the non-committal man, and we talked about the temperamental man. The last type of man I'm gonna touch on today, I don't know if y'all noticed this, I broke each one of them men down in 15 minutes each. And so now we at 45 minutes. So we want to talk about this last type of man. And I'm just making these up as I'm going because I don't have no note cards with me. So I may come up with some other ones, have some other little what to watch for later. But now the last type of one in no particular order, because this could have been first, is the fake man of God. Now you want to be aware of this fake man of God. And now when I say man of God, this could be if he a Muslim, this could be Hebrew Israelite, this could be Christian, this could be whatever it is, or whatever God, whatever religion y'all in. But that fake man of God, really what I'm talking about is these fake Christian men who they so righteous and they so holy and they so perfect, but they yet so flawed and so imperfect. And they want to be perfect in the areas of their strengths, but they want excuses to be imperfect in the areas of their weakness. And these type of men will project and deflect. And these men, what they will do is they will make you feel less than as a woman for your shortcomings. So they will make you feel bad about your lack of savings, about where your savings account is, about where your credit score is, about where your body weight is. They will find what it is that's wrong with you, and they will harp on that, and they will make it a big little deal. And what I mean by that is they'll be like, ooh, you got a 650 credit score? Ooh, I got an 800. But well, here's the thing. I'll be able to work with you. I'm gonna help you on that. I always said I'll never be or marry a woman with under a 700 credit score, but because it says something about how you take care of your life, how you do all that. But I'll work with you. Cause for me, I mean, where I struggle with is fornication and porn and threesome. So it's like as long as you'll work with me with the fornication, the porn, and the threesome, I'll work with you with your credit score and you having a savings under 10K. Because I come from under Dave Ramsey, and got me a podcast where we do financial stuff, but as far as like with the fornication and all that, I'm imperfect. So that's how they gonna come to you. Like that right there. And so these fake men of God, they will find something to harp on about you. And so your body might be out of order. You might not be where you want to be in your body. And you still working on that. You still trying to get it right. You working on your thyroid, your PCOS, your what have you working on you, and you trying to get this thing in order, but their spirit is defiled. They into the nasty movies, or they into fornication, or they into more debauchery. They might like them a little bit of a man, and they will harp on what you got going wrong. So you got to be aware of this. And so here's the thing. If you meet a man and he claims to be a man of God, you got to ask yourself, does he have the fruits of the Spirit? Does he live by the commandments? Does he live by the Bible? Is he slow to anger? Because remember what I just talked about. You don't want no man that's quick to anger. Is he slow to anger? And you got to look at this. If this man, see, it's different when you crazy, meaning you got the spirit of little dummy on you, and you're gonna deal with a man who he tells you he's not a man of God. He tells you he in fornication. He like to gamble. He like to smoke weed. He shows you who he is, and you decide to date him. That's different, because that's you that's dumb. So you deserve everything that you get, because he showed you and told you exactly who he is, and you ignored it, and you want to go forward anyways. Now, when a man says he is one thing and he shows you that he is another, that's when you got to run. That's when you got to run. When he say he a man of God, that he loved the Lord, that he a Christian, but he keep trying to sleep with you, or he try to get you to allow him to sleep with other women because you are abstaining, you have to run. If a man has everything you looking for, he got the height, he got the body almost. Well, a lot of these single men is bad built. So he not, a lot of these podcasters got a dad bod and they single. And I never understood a dad bod having single man. Cause we naturally muscle bound as men. So take off the body part, he might have a little gut on him. So, but he got the money. He got maybe that's the other thing too. Is like some of these men ain't got the height or the body, and be acting like God's gift to women. I don't understand. Now hold on. Now that just tripped me up. I'm like, the man at the table with the podcast and the man on the yellow couch, both of them is knee high to a grasshopper, and both of them got a dad bod, but made like they can't find no wife. Like a woman ain't good enough. Now that throwed me. That just throwed me there. I'm throwed off. That might have knocked me out the Holy Spirit flow. My goodness. Now, how in the world you ought to be begging a woman to marry you if you got a dad bod and you under 6 foot tall? You got to pay a woman to marry you. Now, I get it with some of these guys that I've seen out here that's not married, Mr. Whoever, this or that, they over 6 foot tall, they lean or muscular. I could get it with those guys. But those guys that I'm thinking of that I've seen, they don't even claim to be men of God. They just living their life like they with it all. Like they be on the hookah, on the weed, they fornicate, threesome, strip club. You know, they just living. I could respect that honestly more than a man who say he loved the Lord and he a Christian but stay in sin. So you have to, because here's the thing. If a man does not fear God, he's not going to fear and respect you. And when I say fear, I don't mean scared of. I mean respect. If a man don't fear God, it's impossible for him to respect a woman. You're going to have a man that's going to be telling you what to do in every aspect of your life. Yeah, that's what you're going to have. You're going to be under his thumb. You're going to be under his control. You ain't going to be able to choose what you eat for lunch. If a man is single and does not, and claims to be a Christian but does not live by the Holy Bible, you're going to have to ask him, can you eat gorgonzola beans in your salad? And he going to tell you no, because it's going to give you gas, and he want to put a little elder in you tonight. And it's debauchery, because he like to be nasty, because he nasty. So no, you can't have no beans like your prophet has told you to stock up on beans. So absolutely not, because he like Mr. Nasty Time, even though he claimed to be a Christian. You have to run. You have to run. And see, that's the thing is, I done coached a lot of women who say, Tony, you know, this man is everything. Like, he treats me nice. He cooks, he cleans, he plan dates, he call me every day, but he does not love God. Run. Run. Tony, this man, he loves God. He say he's a man of God, but he keep trying to have sex. He keep talking about, can we do something? And that God will understand. And that David had 1,000 women, and Solomon had 1,000 women, and that God is not a God of monogamy, and or in that the Bible don't mention nothing about fornication really, and that is hermeneutics, and that's a mistranslation of the word. But Tony, he makes six figures, he responsible, he all of this. Yes, he do a podcast on the yellow couch, but that's the only thing other than that. And I'm like, listen, run, run. If a man say he knows God and he don't fear God enough to stay out of sin, you finna have your hands full. That man finna gaslight you, breadcrumb you, love bomb you. Every one of y'all terms that y'all love. Nah, and y'all love to find y'all a narcissist. Ooh, that's y'all love when you get narcissist. He's a narcissist. He's a narcissist. He a covert narcissist. He a such narcissist. All right. I'm gonna tell you what a narcissist is. A narcissist is a man who say he a Christian, but don't live by the Holy Bible. That's a narcissist. I don't know what a narcissist is, but that's a narcissist. Sound like Donald Trump. I'm a Christian. Hey, Christians. Christians, I need you, Christians. He would talk like he was talking to an alien. That's a narcissist. Hey, Christians, I need you. Just vote one more time, Christian. And no, I don't like Kamala. I talk about any and everybody. I don't like Kamala lying behind either. She be there lying her and Donald lying. It's like America going to hell in a handbasket regardless who you vote for. You might as well walk it down doing a handstand. That's another story. But so I want you to pay attention to this. Because y'all love to point out a narcissist now. So, but yet there are women who claim to love the Lord and sleeping with pastors. How you love the Lord and you sleeping with a pastor? How you love the Lord and you sleeping with a Christian man? That's the worst kind of sin. Like do you know that you safer not playing with the Lord? Like you safer being an atheist and saying you don't even believe in God. You are safer on earth. You gonna go to hell now, but on earth you safer saying you an atheist than saying you a Christian and deliberately playing in the face of God. And that's what these men are doing. So when you have a man and he say that he's a man of God and he love the Lord, and see some of these, they want to pray with you. It was a fornicating man asked me to come on his podcast. He's a fornicator. He's like, come on the podcast, man, and we could show black brotherhood and we could pray on there. I'm like, bro, I'm not praying with you because you's a fraud. And I'm not coming on your podcast because my presence sanctions the environment. You want me to come on there and kumbaya with you so you can keep doing what you're doing. I say, absolutely not. I'm not coming on your podcast. You fraud. But that's what these men will do. They will literally pray with you. They will have you praying with them. They will have you fasting with them. And then they'll be breaking your bank. Putting all kind of hard angling in you when you want to pray and fast. And then we'll walk you into the church and walk you right out the church and want you to bust it wide open in the bike seat. Will walk you in the church and then try to have his hand under your skirt ride home. And when you see that, that is the worst type of man on the face of this earth. Especially if he is of a big age. If he real young and all that, under 25, I give him a little bit of time to get his life together. If he crossed 25 and he claimed to love the Lord, but he keeping you in sin, he wants you in sin with him. Now you got you a heretic. I don't even know what that is, but it might fit. That right there. And so we'll get back on here. We done for the day. You know, I'm in line for the hurricane. And so I had to get work in before I lose this here Wi-Fi. So I lose that Wi-Fi. I still might be working because it ain't nothing I can do. Ain't nothing, I can't go out there. The Lord ain't give me the gift to go out. Peace be still. So the hurricane coming. And so, and guess what? I was tempted to pull a Wyclef John and do me a fundraiser. But no, I'm not like that. Cause I was about to post yesterday. Will y'all be mad if I had Juanita Bynum and Keon Henderson come over here on my page and do us a fundraiser? I say, but no, I don't need no fundraiser. And but you know, I'll say pray for us and whatnot, but I know a lot of people prayers don't get past the ceiling because you're in that fornication, in that masturbation, in that pornography. So if you're not living, if you're not consecrated before the Lord, don't say a word for me. Don't say nothing up. The Lord be the oh, okay, well, I'm finna smite Tony just because you over here praying for her. You just got out of fornication last night and got that man name in your mouth. Listen, don't pray for me. Hey, God bless you. Watch this back. You miss any part of it, watch it back. Get this in your spirit. Now, these 4 types of men you got to look out for. If you looking for you a husband, you ready for you a husband. You got to look out for those types, and that's really encompasses it all. Yeah, I could touch on this, but you'll be walking around here can't talk to nobody. So just look out for that right there. And once you get past that, then you got your husband on your hand. Hey, God bless you. Get on ready for the rest of this before the hurricane touch on down. God bless you. We'll talk soon. You get me a life vest and a jet ski so I could ride the waves as this thing go to flood.